Well, it's silly to tell people there's no such thing as truth for the very obvious logical reason that you're stating that as a truth.
Yes.
and that is just foolishness.
Oh.
And there is, I would want to maintain that there's nobody that believes that there's no such thing as truth. We all recognize truth. Ask a bunch of people that say there's no truth to come to a meeting at 7:00 and they'll all be there because they believe the truth that the meeting's at 7:00. This kind of foolishness, I think, needs to be called out for what it is. Now, there are people who are relativist in terms of ethics, which is a slightly different thing. A friend of mine once said, and I think he's right, people usually say that they're postmodern and post-truth in areas that they don't hold to be important. But in any area they hold to be important, they believe in truth.
Yeah.
Accuse them of crime and you see what happens.
Yes.
They'll believe in truth, all right, that they're innocent. And I think sometimes it needs to be called out in that simple way because it's just a nonsense. And you're absolutely right. Ultimate truth is not a proposition. It is a person. And when Jesus said, I am the truth, he was not merely saying, I say true things, although that is true. He was saying that if you keep questioning, it doesn't go back forever. It stops with him. That's a huge claim, but I think we need to bring it back into the foreground because it's the only thing that makes sense.
And because nothing's making sense anymore, we've ended up being, despite our material well-being, so very unhappy, so anxious,
desperately
so depressed.
Unhappy. The anxious generation.
Yeah. And you would see it. You've had a lifetime of interacting with younger people. So you've seen the generations go through university. Do you see now a greater openness amongst young people to perhaps revisiting these things?
Oh, yes. Oh, I think so.
Do you?
I mean, I'm always a bit aware, John, a bit leery of generalizations.
Yeah.
Because these are
being
impressions.
A mathematician.
They're subjective impressions, but nevertheless, I think there is a greater openness. And seeing the work of some of my younger friends around here who are excellent and thoughtful evangelists to young people, the response level, I feel, is really growing. That young people want to hear something that's solid. They have no orientation in life. They have no ultimate sense of meaning and purpose. And that perhaps is a bigger question currently than questions of relationship between God and science, although those are still important and relevant. The whole question of what does my life mean? What
is my identity?
Yes. And that's exactly right.